Hello, my name is Lisa Philippi, and I have a flip through of a folio journal that I have made using some digitals from Cherish Horse Graphics, which is an Etsy shop an Etsy shop that sells the digitals. And I bought this in the digitals quite a long time ago, and I finally got this put together. I will tell you that I didn't find her instructions to be very good, and I just kind of winged it. So I will kind of go through it with you and show you what I've done. I used file folders for the base, and I did probably coffee dye those file folders before I used them, and because there's papers glued on both sides, the front side and the back side, it's very sturdy. So this is very much like a box. You can see here that it's like a box folio, and I do really kind of like the way that it's turned out. It's different than anything that I've done before, but I will say that I like it. How it turned out, although I'm not sure that it's the way it was supposed to be done per the instructions. I couldn't follow the instructions very well. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I've done. I have a spine here that's probably at least an inch and a half. Let's see if I've got a ruler right here. Yes, that's exactly an inch for the spine, which is on both sides. And these papers are very old world, European old world looking, but with some color as well. So I mean, I just think that's beautiful. And I did add lace, kind of a lace trim. It's not really lace, but it's like a trim that's here on this edge, just to kind of reinforce it and kind of cover up that edge, because as I bent the paper kind of broke, I guess is a good way of putting it. And also the signature is sewn in to that corner right there. And then on this inside, I did add some lace. This is like a gathered, let me kind of pull it up here closer so you can see that's kind of a gathered lace, so that it just peeks out here around the front. And I did add the closure. Again, that's just basically put on with a brad, and then this just some twine closure. But it's very sturdy. I've opened and closed this lots and lots of times. I've been messing with this for weeks and weeks here, kind of adding to it and making some changes here or there. When you open it up, though, it is a folio like this, and then the signature is right here. And you can see that I did add lace to some of the edges of the papers. And here on this little side pocket, I just kind of poked this little writing paper in. Again, I get so tongue-tied when I start to do these videos, so I do apologize for that. And then here I added this, which is kind of shown in the instructions, but I'm just not sure I did it the right way. And then I added this little, it's got a pocket here with, and I put some Tim Holtz stuff inside the pocket. So this is like a pocket, and then a tag, and then I just made the back of this, you know, kind of plain, so it would be like writing space. But here it kind of opens up, and then you've got the pocket. And if you hear something, it's my dog in the background. She's ready to go outside, I guess. She always waits until I'm doing something and then wants to go outside, as they do. And again, here you can see that I added some lace trim right here to the bottom. So I thought that turned out very pretty. These papers are very pretty. And then on the inside pocket here, I've just got, this is all from the Graphics Horse kit, and I will link that kit here in the description box below, so if you wanted to see that. And then I only used her digitals for the papers because I just wasn't sure what I was doing here when I started this a long time ago. But I did print these most of them, some of them are double-sided, but not all of them. And then I've gone back in and added. So like this one was not double-sided, but I went ahead and added a pocket there of some lace. Now this is from some digitals that are in my Etsy shop. This is something that I scanned in and turned into a digital. And I think there's at least one or two other things in here that I did add from my own digitals. This is from a packet of Tim Holtz, and this was something from my stash. And then here on this side, again, this is something that's from the Tim Holtz package. This came from the kit, and I just backed it with coffee dyed paper. And then this is a truly vintage receipt. I don't know how old this is exactly, but it's definitely old from my stash. So those things are in there. And then you've got a pretty Eiffel Tower. And then the kit also came with these long pockets, and I wasn't sure how to do them. That was one of the things I wasn't sure about in the instructions. So what I did was I used washi, and I did put some glue on that washi tape, but I used washi to kind of tip that in. I think that on Willow House Journals, she talks about tipping in and in her videos. And so that's kind of what I did here. And then inside that pocket, this is also from the kit. So I just backed this with coffee dyed paper, and that just goes inside that pocket. And then writing space, or you can add to it, but I did add lace. And then that one is double-sided, and then this one's blank for, you know, writing space or adding your own thing. This I just paper clipped in. This was not from the kit, but I'm not sure where this came from. It's something that I had in my stash, so I thought the colors looked beautiful with it. So I added that in. And then here's the center of the signature. And then this is just from Tim Holtz as well, a packet that I had gotten. And then this is a digital that I have aged up and inked up to make it look like it. And it, you know, the thing is, some of these digitals, when you do that, they really do look authentic. And then inside it, I did add an authentic prescription, which is from Brenham, Texas. And then also, let's see, there's just a little piece of ephemera here, which is not old. And then this one is old. It doesn't have a date on it, but it's got a little embossed thing here that's kind of cool. But I think that that one is French, but it's just a little piece. Anyway, so that all is inside that envelope. And then this one is just really pretty. I'll bring that up a little closer so you can see that. And then as we go through here, I'm on this one, let me show you what I've done. I made like a snippet roll, and this is a piece from the snippet roll that I just used to create a pocket. And then inside the pocket, this again is from the kit, and it's just basically like a little folder itself. And inside the folder, you've got a coin envelope here. And then on this side, I've cut out some of them, but not all of them, but they're tabs. So you could also use those if you wanted. So I added that here in that pocket. And then here, another lace pocket that I added. And this one, again, is from some digitals that are in my Etsy shop. And I do have a discount code, so down below I'll link the discount code for my digitals in my Etsy shop. Gotta get that little, there's a little piece there. And then here I also added, and this is very vintage, and I believe that's French. And so here on the back, it's really cool paper, and this is like thick paper. It's I believe it's like that cotton rag paper, and then on both sides it's written. And I got a whole packet of this when I was shopping in Warrington in Round Top, Texas a few weeks ago, so I added a piece of that in. And then here on the back I just added again, I think this was from Tim Holtz. This was from the Tim Holtz package, but the colors looked great with it. And then here, again, is another thing from the kit that I tipped in. So again, I used washi tape, and I believe that this washi tape is Amity Bloom washi tape. And so I tipped in that little pocket, and here is the something from the kit that came with the kit to go in the pocket. And then also I added this in as well, which is on like a nice piece of cardstock, almost like cardboard. It's very thick. And on the back, it's like a postcard. And this one is from digitals that are in my Etsy shop. So that's another one that's from my digitals. And then we're back to the back here. So it's pretty simple, but I am, I did ink it all up a lot to give it that vintage feel. And it does have quite a few pages, lots of places for writing or adding your own things in. So I'm going to go ahead and list this one in my Etsy shop. I kind of want to make another one at some point. And at that point, maybe if you have any suggestions, or if you've ever bought this kit and wondered how to put it together, I'm thinking maybe next time if I put it together again, I would maybe try to film it as a tutorial to help anybody else who's ever bought the kit and didn't know how to put it together. But anyway, I am going, like I said, to go ahead and list this one in my Etsy shop, trying to get a few things ready for Mother's Day coming up. But again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I really, really appreciate your thumbs up and your likes and your subscription. If you like the videos, I really appreciate you subscribing. And leaving me comments. I love, hearing from you. It totally helps me keep going in this. I do really, really love making the journals, and I have more things that I'm going to try to get filmed and get out on my Etsy shop. So in the next couple of weeks, I do appreciate it. Thanks again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.